Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Recording going on. Perfect.
All right. So, you guys want to talk to Tiamat some more?
Well,
And by the way, she's looking at you, Scamos. Like, I think that there's this eye locking going on between the both
There's
of them.
eye locking shenanigans.
yeah,
Yeah.
last time I checked, it was Scamos who was trying to run this one. So, you on stage, bitch, go for it.
Well, lay it out. What's your plan then?
Well, you see, I have an army. You all have an army. If they don't fight each other, then we have two pretty large armies, and we can use those to either remove the other followers off the board, or
As I recall,
invade them
neither of us
directly.
have an army.
I'm pretty sure you all have an army.
No?
Yes.
You have one, Canthier?
A single unit.
That's a pretty. That's like 2,000 guys is a pretty big army back then.
Eh.
And after all the pieces are removed off the board, and
And
everything's
also
done
they
and
were-
taken care of, what happens then?
They were also in Auralian, which
Yeah, they're
went
dead
boom.
now.
Wait, did you send them back or did you leave them in Avalon?
Oh, that one boomed too, so.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. So what's the plan after the piece of after the gods are dealt with and removed?
She's like, she again, very much like there is a very intense stare between Scamos and Tiamat at this point. And she looks at the rest of you for a second. She's like, man, that's
Something you need to discuss.
one step at a time.
And that's step number 2. So since it's only one step ahead, what is it?
One step at a time.
And what is that step?
Resetting the board, like what Athena said too. Reset the board.
That includes yourself, does it?
Well, someone has to be in charge of it. I don't think you all want to be the puppeteer, as it were.
Scamos is kind of stretch a little bit. I think I might want to be associated with the running of it, but definitely not run it myself.
You see? So, yeah. Is that something that the rest of your associates here also want to do?
I'm gonna kind of look at her and be like, and then like with a really sarcastic look at her, and then look at the group with like a, you can ask them yourself, you know.
That's why I'm asking. Is that something that you all would want to do?
Did she say we rule or no one rules?
No, she
Says
rules,
with-
but you guys would be
she
associated.
wants to rule. We're able
So-
to assist in the decision-making processes of ruling, and
So
yeah,
basically, we become a council.
pretty
Well,
much, yeah.
If I remember your
she's
idea of a
still
council,
the overall, like, the final word, but yeah, the way she's hinting at it, it's very much she still has the power, but you all can.
We're basically like, it's gonna be structured like hell. Top bitch, and then all of us are like the circle.
You can make recommendations.
you actually say that, Hov?
If I'm explaining it to you guys, if I'm the one explaining it, yes, that's exactly how I describe it.
Excellent. Yeah, well, if I remember correctly, her idea of taking, consultation advice is basically good to know. Go fuck
The
yourself.
council has given advice, but
I'm
she has
gonna-
elected to ignore it.
I'm also gonna look
Yeah.
at Arir and go, Arir, in the
I will
state
take
that
your
you were in, would
advice.
you trust any advice that left your own mouth?
Arir raises a finger to speak and then kind of thinks about it. Sometimes, a few times, there had to have been one.
I'm just gonna give Tiamat this side eye look of like, was there one?
There is like no change in facial. There is no facial change. Just very much still.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And you were gonna say something there, Brexit?
My thought is fucked off from the building quite rapidly.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a thought in my head that I was gonna say, and then
And now it's gone.
yeah, it decided to make an expeditious retreat. Thanks, cunt. Come back here.
No thoughts, head empty.
Seriously, I'm surprised my fucking head hasn't opened. My brain just walked out and left on me.
After drinking as much as you did.
Shut up.
I'm not blaming you. I'm trying to join you this evening.
Jump off the
I
arch, bitch.
Here's the thing. Yes, I may take your recommendations into account, but I would still be in charge.
And what are your plans then?
Rebuild the world in my image, of course.
Literally in your image? Like all
Be
of us
very
gotta be
strange.
dragons?
No, ideals.
Those would be.
Why don't you ask your Assyrian friend over there? He should
Why
know.
ask him when I can ask you directly?
I feel like Cam is having a fucking aneurysm right now. Like, no.
Why don't you ask Cam? He can explain. He should know.
Yeah, so can you though. They're your ideals. You know them. How do we
I-
know his stuff doesn't come from the annals of history?
I want to hear
Things
what
get
he
misinterpreted
knows.
all.
I want to hear what he knows, to be honest.
See, the plot behind this background, TBH, is Waller's frantically trying to find a list of Tiamat's
Well-
ideals right now.
No.
Where the hell did I put?
Hallsworth, anytime someone asks a question in his RP. Where the fuck's my notes?
Keep that shit organized, bro.
Yes, you do.
Cam sighs, walks over to stand beside Tiamat. I
Okay.
really, really don't want to have to do this, but
Roll attack if you're doing what you're gonna do, Cantor.
with advantage because stealth?
Yes, with advantage, but it's probably not going to help you.
It's a magic item. Okay, that's a natural 20.
Oh my god!
I don't think I need to bother with the advantage.
No, you don't. Yeah. So you guys watch as Cam walks up towards Tiamat,
Just casually.
pulls out the god dagger, and just stabs her.
The god dagger?
The god
Remember
dagger.
the one from
The
when
one that
we,
Tazar gave you guys.
Soul
Yeah.
stealing.
You mean the
Yes.
soul dagger?
Yes.
the one that we used to kill a god earlier?
And
There go all of Waller's carefully curated plans.
no.
And so that hits, and what? Tiamat immediately just fucking
Gets-
crumples.
Crumples and is sucked into the dagger.
And now what's
What?
your plan, Cam?
Well, that answers the question of her ideals.
Like- What's your plan now?
Now, I need more of these. Cam holds up the dagger.
That or we find a way to send said device through.
Was Rear aware of these daggers beforehand?
Yes, we used them
Yes.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've used them
you have seen
before.
these
and
daggers
Salazar did
before.
explain them before too, and so did Baywater, if I
Fuck it,
remember.
let's just take the device through and use it. Get it over with, done and quick. I like that plan a lot more. Kind of gives them a taste of their own medicine.
The
Gonna start digging through my my own belongings, looking for the stuff I need to see if I can set up a teleport circle to get wherever we need
Okay.
to go to hit them with this thing.
Okay.
In
Now-
the meantime,
we should probably discuss what is going to happen in the aftermath.
Fuck it, you do you.
So, Waller, from all of our understandings, is
hmm
basically the more soul energy you obtain from killing people and such.
It's either through worship or through death. If it's a god, you basically inherit their power. But if it's like worship, it gives you basically like an extra boost.
So
So
us all agreeing to unanimously annihilate these gods in one fucking action, what happens to all of their soul energy if it's on a different plane?
it'll just die,
They'll just die and fizzle out there.
probably. Nobody knows actually. Like nobody actually knows because it's never happened before at this scale. At this scale.
Well, seeing as they just nuked, our plane from another plane,
hmm
did they gain soul energy?
they didn't kill any gods,
No,
so
they didn't kill any gods.
They-
and
Okay.
they
probably
killed a lot
lost
of their,
some.
and they killed a lot of their followers, so they're actually weaker because of that. But they were very. Let's just say, the boogeyman was scaring them. Let's put it that way.
Tiamat.
And
Um,
y'all just solved the boogeyman in about 30 seconds. So,
okay.
by the way, Canty, if you weren't going to do it, I was going to have somebody do it, and it would have been interesting. But thank you for doing that. So,
like that'd been my backup plan for a while, and then all sorts of random distracting shit happened.
Yeah.
but nobody really
Um,
knows because when they did this last time at this large of a scale, it was only mortal. So,
Well, do we know how to access their plane, or do we just have to like teleport back to a place where we can figure out how to access it?
Are you asking the group or just seeing what you know?
I'm asking Waller what I know right now.
you don't have that information personally. Others in the group might. And
Do I know of any place where I could go to potentially find that information?
I mean, it just got nuked.
Ashir has a giant library.
Ashir's fine, but Ashir might have that information. But Alron was the other place that I was thinking of, and it's gone.
But Ashir is still.
Ashir didn't have a teleport circle for them to send
No.
anything through.
Yeah, so
Okay. I can't remember. Have we been to Ashir before?
Yes.
yes,
multiple times.
you all were just there.
Remember the automaton and the computer and
Oh wait,
That's-
right, yeah, that
yes.
shit.
And acquiring multiple nukes.
the roads that
Um,
hurt your feet.
And the dragon underground that guards the whole thing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're not there. Wait, I'm trying to remember where we are right now, and we're like,
No,
We're in
you
the
guys were in
Amir.
transit in Amir. So
Okay, so we just need to get back to
Amir does have a teleport circle, but they did not nuke it
Well,
because
Oh,
there
lack
was
of
nothing
trying.
there for lack of trying. Remember, Amir has a teleport circle.
Nowhere to go with
So-
it, but
You all know where it is, though. It's in the house that you all own, by the way.
so we're all.
sure that one went boom too.
So we've been there a couple of times then.
You literally have seen it once. And it was like literally session 1.
no, I think
The
he's on
place where we
about-
are at now,
Yes, I'm here.
or
I
are
think
you
he's on
asking
about
about a
share.
shear?
I'm asking about a shear.
Oh, we've been there multiple times.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm very familiar with the area.
Yes, yes.
Are you trying to teleport there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be actually pulling out one of my teleport scrolls and preparing to teleport myself there.
Yourself.
Well, the scroll will only take him, wouldn't it?
No, it'll take up to.
It takes up to whoever we bring the
Yeah.
scroll brings with. It's literally the teleport spell, just
Hmm.
Okay.
It's a
There.
one-time use. It's just a
Uh,
one-time
one-time
use.
use on that.
I
Yeah,
think it's what, 6 people
8
or 8?
8.
8 willing creatures of my choice. Anyways,
I mean, don't forget the ship and all that here. I mean, what are you guys gonna tell them? Are you just gonna?
bold of you to assume anyone else is getting yanked with me right now.
Okay.
Cam is pulling out, I guess just a, fuck, what do you call it?
I don't know.
Oh no, fuck.
Maybe explain
Just
it. I guess.
just a holy symbol, I guess.
Okay.
And about to walk, goes to start walking outside, sees Scammo's pulling out spell components, just like, what are you doing?
Going to find somewhere where I can get the information I need to get this thing. Kind of my head just tilting towards the device where it needs to go at this point.
You want to find out how to put that on the celestial plane?
Pretty much. I know a place where I should probably be able to find that information, so
Or aware that I can go there.
I'm just gonna give him a look. And it's not a look of like, really, you can go there, that's fine, but it's very much a look of like, why should I trust you?
When Tiamat died, did she leave behind a corpse or anything?
No, it all got sucked up into
Okay,
the sword.
the game
into
just
the dagger.
points to roughly where she was standing at the time. Have I ever lied to you? Have I ever misled you?
I mean, with the amount of times we've been lied to, no offense, wouldn't be surprised if you have at this point. But ever since I joined up with this group, it seems to be the running theory that nothing is as what it seems. And from where I'm standing right now, we had somebody willing to help us with one of our god problems, and your solution to it was just stick a dagger in it. No communication to the rest of the party. No
The
explanation of
enemy
what you
of
were
my
thinking.
enemy is not necessarily my friend.
No, not necessarily a friend, but a resource.
Resource. She would dominate you and all that you love.
Like there's any of that left at this point.
Then why are you bothering? If you don't care, why are you putting in the effort?
I suppose one last bit of revenge for myself. Try and make myself feel a little bit better about all of just kind of gestures
And I'm
around.
saying I can get you where you want to go. You are looking for a way to the celestial plane. I can take you there.
And then that begs the next question. Are you actually going to do it when you know my plan is to full well drop that in on them, let it go off and kill them all?
I will fucking push if I have to, yes. There are just some. I would like to make. I would like to have some conversations before I go and wipe them all out first. If they go how I suspect, it won't change anything, but I need an answer first.
What do I need to roll to see if he's lying to me? Or to try and
Roll
figure out if he's lying
me
to me?
an insight check,
Yeah,
and you
that'd be-
can counter this, Cantor, if you want, or whatever you want to do. If you want to do it,
So it'd be
Deception
deception or
check,
persuasion as
it'd be-
applies.
yes, deception or persuasion, and then Hall's roll me an insight.
14.
11.
I leave it to you to answer, Cantor, on that one.
100% honest. Like, straight up in his hand is the infinity symbol that he wears on his, I guess not really, doesn't really wear his military uniform anymore. It's more just armor, but that he used to wear it on his uniform.
Oh, have I ever even seen you in your uniform?
When I'm not in armor, generally, I'm at least if I need to dress up for anything, and we've been before like kings and shit, that's what I wear.
Okay, gotcha. If you're lying to me, Cam, I will do everything in my power to make sure I at least bring you down with me.
I have literally zero reason to lie to you. You want to know which her beliefs were? Power and domination. That is essentially it. If it's not in her control, it needs to be destroyed.
So her say she'd have advisors. Probably not true.
She's perfectly fine having advisors. She'd completely ignore them, and they'd have to do what she says.
And if we didn't, she'd kill us.
At that point, they're no longer her advisors, and yes, she kills them.
So she's basically like every other god we've dealt with.
Less flexible.
Unlike the others, I'd say she was probably more like a warhammer.
Well, I'd say the ones that we have are very much like Warhammers, given what they've done just now.
More like a shape changer.
I would also sit there and it's all the same for them. Whatever. Let's just go deal with this.
All right, and with
And-
that, or we go ahead, Cam.
Cam nods to Scamos. Steps off to the side to make sure he's not in the way. And honestly, what is kind of Cam is spiritual but not very pious.
Right.
And in a very I guess almost out of character show, Cam gets down on his knees and kind of with the figure eight symbol before him and clasps his hands and closes his eyes and starts praying. Mostly just trying to no, I have 0 levels in cleric, so this is literally just a random person talking, but mostly just trying to get in contact with any of his 3 patrons or patron gods.
You guys watch, like, you guys have known Cam for a while.
He's like logical. And
Yeah,
smooth.
and you know, you guys have had issues, especially you, Darius. They're like, huh? Yeah, he's straight up
Well,
like just praying, and you're like,
obviously
huh?
I've seen like a representation of one of the gods he follows, and I knew he had some form of religion,
Mm-hmm.
but he just was more logical than like how Darius was to begin with.
Yeah,
Zerut.
yeah. And no response. After a little while.
Cam, all out is just, come on, answer. Don't make me do this. A reason, anything.
No response.
Cam picks up the holy symbol for him and throws it at the wall.
Okay.
Now, is that out of frustration or is that
Anger, frustration, kind of a mix between the two.
All right. Yeah. Do you guys see that? Is anybody gonna react?
Darius has seen shit like that many times when there is no response?
Mm-hmm. Nobody was gonna respond.
At most, if Darius does anything, he's probably just gonna walk up and just tap Cam on the back, and that's probably be about it in a sort of moment of understanding that they probably don't want to talk.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
So what's the plan, gentlemen?
Walk in, click, click, boom.
These things have timers.
Rare, you're up.
Well, possibly. I don't think I've seen it yet. I know.
Do you guys like just
I
lay it out
finally-
for?
Finally, for all of this time, without letting him touch it, open the goddamn suitcase, Nuke, and let him take a look at it. Is there a timer?
So
Here's just response to this. Go ahead, Benny.
my precious. No. So Rare takes a look at it, and do I notice if there is a timer function on?
Yes, there is an ability to do a timer. It's a rune, or you can do like a quote unquote. I don't want to say a remote, but it has like a little trigger that comes out of the suitcase.
What, like a wire?
Like a trig. Yeah.
Like a wire?
Yes.
How long of? Is it like a reel
Yeah,
of
that's
wire?
not gonna be a very long fucking wire.
I think he's talking it's a remote detonator.
It's a remote, and then there's also the timer. So.
Okay. So wireless and then timer.
Yes.
Okay, I'll relay that message, that information to the rest of the group. Now, what kind of, like, how much, is packed into here for the yield of the explosion?
More than what you've ever dealt with. Let's put it that way.
How much more in terms of
Probably 10
multiple.
times more than what you've dealt with.
So I'll also pass that information along to the rest of the group.
Oh, bigger boom.
Much bigger boom. Actually, I
Works
don't know
for
how
me.
much of a bigger boom.
Set a timer, drop it, get out. Let it go off like 5 seconds later. Just do an in and out kind of step.
Well, there's a slight potential problem with that. They
That
could
is.
sense it and diffuse it. As I said before, these things are incredibly difficult to actually get to, go off correctly. So if they even partially break it during that, it won't go off.
During the 5 seconds that they would have.
I mean, normally that wouldn't be an issue, but God. I don't know what they can and can't do.
They've been proven to not be omniscient.
Well, that's true.
I mean, us stepping onto the plane might alert them, but I highly doubt 5 seconds is going to be enough for them to interfere.
Yeah, we should be good to go. As long as we make sure we have our way back.
Roll me 3 engineering checks, Minnie.
Alright.
You're assembling this thing.
I'm
So
assembling? Isn't it already assembled?
it is, but you have to arm it.
Okay. Engineer.
I swear, if the last thing I hear is from a rear, oh shit, and then nothing.
That'd be fine by me.
That's how it all.
Yeah, that's how
The
it all
ultimate TPK.
ends.
Oh shit.
They died as they lived.
Like idiots.
Minnie, if you you get anything higher than a 1, it'll be fine.
Well,
Please don't.
I am one off from that on one of my rolls, so
Okay.
Oh fucking hell.
17, 2, and 13 before any modifier.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that
Like
second oh shit wasn't a joke. I was actually.
Oh my god.
Now, what modifiers am I adding for?
Well, let me just say this: if you would have gotten a natural 1 on that one, someone would have to have dead it. Would have to have stayed to dead it. Let's put it that way.
Oh,
A
God.
valiant sacrifice.
Yes.
Whatever my modifiers are would bump that up. I don't. I'm
A
drunk.
natural 1 is a critical fail, Minnie.
Oh no, I'm talking about for the two.
Yeah.
17, 2, and 13.
So the nuke is armed, kids.
Rear like puts his hands up after he, you hear the like click, and then he just
It's just
steps back. Now armed. He just steps back and is like, all right, it's ready to go. All you got to do is basically hit that button right there, and then the secondary confirmation button, and it starts.
Hit the big red button that says boom.
It's programmed for 5 seconds, unless we want to change that.
Perhaps 7 would work better.
I'm preferential towards 10.
Sure.
10 will maybe potentially give me enough time to, pull the wire if we determine we can't get back. And, as much as I do want to. By the way, does anyone
Alright,
have
we do
a
have to.
camera system? Or, I want to view that.
You have flowed.
You'll have to replace Blode.
True.
We are also not sticking around for whatever. Most view systems don't work across planes, as far as I know. Do you know of one?
I would assume that these ones have that capability.
What ones?
Well, seeing as they've been using them as
No, we're talking cameras.
cameras. Oh, I thought you said fuse. Sorry, I heard fuse somewhere.
Anyway.
Alright, well, rear changes the time to 10 seconds. Alright, 10 seconds. We are ready to go. Who's bringing it in?
They get there first.
Scamos, are you
Amos
gonna
just
pick
picks
it
it
up?
up.
Okay. Scamos now has the football, gentlemen.
Blue
Scamos
42,
has a
blue
little more.
42.
Scamos has a little bit more than the football.
Okay.
This
Cam,
is
are
going to
you?
be fucking expensive.
So, can I make the point that this group has predicted random shit happening across the world before? Why the fuck are we playing with nukes right now in this
Well,
current climate?
Because it's not Arma.
That's not Arma. It's fine.
And the world can actually
Not-
take it without crap.
Yeah, not Arma.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Cam, are you doing your ritual or what are we doing? You all
Try
have
to
the
kill.
plan to
There
get
it is.
back, too.
Step in, arm, chuck, step out.
It's not doesn't work like that.
It's
Ah.
teleport, buddy.
That's
Yeah,
why I
you-
asked for more than. That's why I asked for the timing to be raised, so I had enough time to cast another spell.
Gotcha.
I can only do this once a day.
Don't you have more of those scrolls?
No,
I do.
Well, then,
plane crossing scrolls.
I
Because
have to,
teleport doesn't cut it.
teleport? I thought you were talking teleport scrolls.
No, that doesn't go across planes.
Okay. I thought you were talking. I
I'm
thought you were
using
just
plane
talking-
shift.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we
can
have an
only do this-
emergency backup if we need to yeet ourselves at least away from the blast site.
You have to have been there.
been anywhere on that plane?
Actually, if you read it, if you want to gamble on mishaps, you don't have to have been there.
No, it's a mishap thing. All right.
Mhm.
So are we doing this?
Okay, first I need to figure out the literal planar landscape of where I need to go.
I mean,
Because I assume they are not all like in one room, and even if they are, I still need to figure out where the fuck that room is on the celestial plane.
you have somebody that's technically been there in your group.
Who the fuck's been to celestial plane?
Star
What?
and Scambos. You all had conversations at that whole little Hall of Judgment bullshit, remember?
True. We did.
Yeah, you guys were there. And if you describe it enough, and you would remember that one, Canther, you would, and that's in their plane. So, and I would allow that to be where you
I mean,
guys
I
go.
would assume that would be the most central point.
Yeah, maybe.
Seeing as, they all need to gather there. And probably after this whole shit show with Tiamat being around, they're probably pretty much gathered there. Discussing shit.
Who all's going? I guess I've assumed just me and him, but
Who doesn't want? Who wants to go? So, I know Scamos is going. Cam's going.
I mean, I can send Plode with you guys. There's no need for me to go.
yes, I can't think of a reason why the rest of you would want to, but figured I would ask.
I don't see any use for me being there.
So, you can only use this ability once a day.
Yes. There and back.
There and back, okay. Well, might be fun to look at their faces in shock one last time.
Pop in. Surprise, motherfucker. Pop.
Yeah, basically.
French
All
fries.
right.
motherfucker.
So, Jarius, Cam, Scamos, Plode.
Do you want? As I recall, Athena was actually against the plan, but was the only one. Yeah.
No, there's a
Athena-
few of them. There was a few of them. It's just they were the ones that had no literal.
I remember
They
Athena
had no
saying-
say because Odin has basically gone fucking off the frickin'. He's gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and has basically fallen off the cliff. So
fuck about the Raven Queen. What happened to
eh,
Earth?
nobody knows actually.
So if we miss one, that one then becomes the most powerful thing.
Potentially,
Do we want to try and pull them out of the whatever the fuck Hall of Judgment this thing is?
or just go in and drop it and get out.
I mean,
We'd have to make sure they're all there.
the thing is, the radiation is still something that will kill them outright.
Yeah, even gods. So.
I don't have to go back.
We do know that. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So basically,
You just don't know what it's called, but it would kill them straight
Well,
up.
Yeah,
So.
they have told us that it would outright kill them.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Radiant
They
Damage is a
can't
bitch.
Yeah.
they can't go to the other continent. They could not physically step there without dying themselves. That's what they have told us.
Back in the day. That's why
Back
they
in
came
the
here. Yeah.
So, are we going for full scorched earth, or are we willing to attempt to allow some to pull out?
Scorched earth. We're punching the reset button.
Punching the reset button.
All right.
Question. What happens if we include the knife with, Tiamat's soul in it in the explosion? Does she get set free or die?
Who
Uh,
knows?
are you guys going to leave it there? Is the question. Yeah, we'll find out. We ready to go, Cam?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want Plode with you, or
I think we'll be
I-
fine.
Let's put it this way: if you're not willing for this to be a one-way trip, you probably shouldn't step through.
which is why I'm not stepping through myself, but I'll have Plode.
Darius, you still going?
Yep.
Okay. So
What about
Gauze in a rear.
guys?
You
Gauze,
are
you
aren't getting
staying?
flowed back.
How are you teleporting everyone back? Or are you
Wait,
just...
hold up. Are you
So-
planning to like try and watch through Plode? Because I don't think that works across planes.
It doesn't.
well,
Doesn't.
crap, it doesn't.
No.
You're
Alright,
either in, or you're either committing to this or you're out. That's why I was made there explicitly and said, "Be ready in case it's a one-way trip."
No, I literally cannot control Plode through the plane. That's right. I lose connection with him
Yeah.
in its
Yeah.
entirety. He would go autonomous mode.
Almost nothing works across planes.
So disregard that. I would have known that, and I wouldn't have said that. So he's not going.
Okay, so you're staying in Gauze, or are you staying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the dwarves are staying with Plode.
Yes.
Everybody else is going.
Alright. Let's hope it's not a one-way trip, but if it is, see you on the other side eventually.
Good luck.
If there is one after this.
Yeah, that's also fair. Fuck it.
Dude, you're about to nuke it. What are you talking about?
All right.
See you on the other side. Oh, wait.
Oh no. Oh wait. Alright, Cam. It's all you, buddy.
Cam pulls out a tuning fork with a C painted on it.
Oh no.
Looks, pulls out a second one with an M, puts it away, just to make sure he knows where the fuck it is.
Okay.
Keeps it on quick draw.
Yep.
Cam is not going to have a lot of time to do the second spell.
No.
And Cam holds up the fork, hits it, and in the same motion, a streaks of kind of almost illusory fire from his fingers follow his hand. And now we're in the celestial plane. kind of targeted on that hull.
You guys are like, so
As soon as that happens, Waller, like as soon as I realize we're transitioning and we're there, I'm casting invisibility on myself.
okay.
By the way, I also
Yep.
want to mention too, in case it does come up, since the thing obviously has a reset timer button, I would have shown everyone how to do that on the device.
Reset the button. Okay.
I think you would have shown how to like use everything on
Yes.
that.
Right,
We're
but I just
assuming
wanna,
that you did that,
yeah.
Rear.
Mhm.
just
So,
voicing that out.
Rear and Gauze, you just see everybody disappear in front of you. Is there any any conversation between you two after they leave?
So, if they come back, what do you plan to do after this? Because
Probably
I
make
still
more
have no idea
explosions.
what I'm doing. Good luck with that.
What I've been
Technically,
doing
didn't
all
he have-
along.
Didn't he have right to take the fucking dwarven throne?
Yes, he does.
That has long since left his mind, or at least he
Anyway,
doesn't recall right.
and as the camera scene changes, now it's you four emerging from the plane shift in the Hall of Judgment, and the council is all sitting there as you see them talking, and they all start looking at you like, "How did what?" Uh-oh. There
I
we go.
assume Scamus has immediately got invisible and is starting to set
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I'm literally like, I'm gonna whisper quietly to Cam. Be ready, because I almost am myself.
Well, you all look bloody
Gentlemen.
shocked, don't you?
And non-Euclidean creatures.
Just Darius, just straight up like,
All right,
Oh,
Waller.
Darius is buying time. Darius
Yes,
is bullshitting
I'm
his
yes.
way.
I'm pushing the button to start the countdown, and I'm literally telling Cam now.
okay, and it's starting. Darius, you just see like Odin, like you see him like getting ready to throw his spear at you.
We did what, 10 seconds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Da. But before you
Cam pulls out
decide to
the other tuning fork, holds it up, and
smite us down, don't worry.
I would like to point something out to you. Flicks it. Goodbye.
And as
And
soon as he
fuck
says
off.
that, Waller, with like a second left back on the clock as he's starting to cast us back out, I'm gonna drop my invisibility, slide the nuke into the center of the room.
And then Darius, do you
And
do
then just-
anything, sir?
Darius just looking at Odin still, just flips him the double bird.
Double birds.
A
And
pair
then
of shades magically just drop on his face.
You know what? Fuck it. As that happens and I'm sliding the nuke out, Waller,
Yep.
I am gonna minor illusion a pair of shades onto Darius as he flips the birds.
Double birds. And then you guys disappear, and Gauss and Rear, you just see Darius holding up double birds with an illusionary like sunglasses on. It's
How you
like, "Come
doing?"
back."
Well, welcome back. Did you have
we
fun, Derek?
probably have to go back to confirm our target.
I mean, I don't think we want to drop back into
I'm
that
going to
room.
need to sleep on that first. Because I just burned a 7th level and an 8th level spell slot.
Yep.
Well, then I guess we go
Where's
back
both
in a
sides?
day and hope it worked.
I'd recommend.
Did
Going-
Cam? Did you leave the knife behind?
Can I use the power within that?
Yeah, I mean you can. Theoretically.
I really, really, really feel like I should have, but I think he wouldn't have.
Yep, he's gonna hang on to it.
Okay.
Do it. All right.
All right.
So we need to rest and then go back and verify they're dead, or to verify that it went off.
I mean, I could see if I can get hold of Athena.
She's probably dead, Chief.
Well, that would also verify if it
That
went
is
off,
fair.
wouldn't
Let's
it?
see if she. Let's see if she. I guess let's see
At
if
the
she
very
answers.
least, she'll want to talk to you if she can.
Isn't your shield powered by her powers, or is it just magical?
That's not the
on
one.
its own?
That's not the one
No,
I'm actively.
I mean,
wielding.
I guess let's give it a try and see what happens.
So Darius is going to do his, regular bit of trying to make contact with Athena.
No response.
The chances there's
I
like
think the
3
line
gods
got
that are hillbillies.
disconnected.
They either don't want to talk to us or they're dead.
And if we are going to confirm it, I recommend we don't drop into there.
Well, yeah, that was implied, but
Yeah, safe distance. Actually, I don't know.
Ooh. Does anyone else know? Does anyone know anywhere else on that plane that I can target? Because I only know the one spot now.
Does anybody know of any other way of us not actively having to go there, so we don't potentially die, but just to look through?
With my honestly far lower than it should be Arcana modifier. Actually, no, it's pretty decent now. Do I know of a magical way to view across planes?
You can. There is ways to scry across planes. That is a thing. But you have to be very good at it, and there's very, very few people that probably are that high level. One of them might be in a shear, but you're not sure.
I mean,
I would know who to look for then.
I mean, a dragon would probably be powerful enough to do that.
so I assume the purple dragon.
Potentially.
Could ask him a question.
Could ask. I mean, you could always ask some of the other people out there too. Maybe Alorod is still existing. I doubt it. After it being nuked, but they might have a couple of their mages that might be older that are that powerful as well. So, yeah. Anyway, so, or you could just wait and see if somebody contacts you.
I have a feeling if we don't have contact by the time he can plane shift us there and back again, they're dead. Or
Okay.
they just don't like us enough to that point.
I mean, we could, as I said, just use a teleport scroll to go to a shear really quick. And ask the dragon. See if he knows. Oh, he might know of a device capable of it.
You up to travel cam?
As long as I'm not running there or flying.
I'll pull out a teleport scroll. This work?
I suspect our comrades aboard the ship would be rather unhappy with us.
Well,
I
sending a
also
message?
suspect they're unhappy with us once they find out what we just did anyway, but
That's the position I'm normally
Everybody's rear in this
I think
case.
I think they lost their say in this matter about the point we got tasked with handling it all.
I mean, fair.
I mean, there's somebody on that ship that might know how to.
That's right, our time wizard friend.
Yes. Should we return to the ship first and ask?
might as well. It's the easiest.
Let's go, I guess.
sounds.
You guys head towards the ship and do the embarking procedure.
We will clamber our ass out of this hole.
And the crane for Claude is currently working. And
I gotta admit, I legitimately did not expect to ever end up using the celestial plane tuning fork.
You just casually had this this entire time.
I also have an astral plane and a Feywild one as well. I was more expecting to have to use the astral one.
Anyway, you see Baywater kind of, well, what did you all get up to?
Cabin
We're gone
talk
for a while.
now.
Oh, okay.
Rear.
Like it's not even like you just said it. You were literally pushing him back towards.
No, I didn't know. I did not physically say that. It is like a tone of voice and a look that is just like, we will bode no questions, and if you start to ask questions, you may get stabbed and moved on to the next person.
Okay.
Rear
And he
remember
just like
the
go
threat
ahead,
that Baywater made. Like if he ever used nukes again, he'd kill him, and he just starts whistling and looking away. That awkward like. Like trying to
And
whistle.
the whole
but
group
use
goes
them.
by, and they're still loading Plode, but Baywater kind of follows you into his cabin. So
Can you
what
scry the celestial plane?
can I? I mean, potentially.
Do it.
Why do you need it? Why?
Do it.
What did you do?
Would you like to
Scry
find
the
out?
Hall of Judgment.
Okay. And he starts crying. Well, strange. I can't find it.
Wait, hold on.
Insight checking that the minute he says strange, I can't find it.
Mm-hmm.
That will be a 25.
Yeah, he's not lying to you.
What does that mean that you can't find it?
That it's gone, or there's a spell that's blocking it, or something's blocking it.
Gone, like,
Would you
destroyed
expect-
out of existence, or
Would you expect to be able to see it normally?
Yes.
Can you look anywhere else in the celestial plane?
And he tries again. And you see him, he sees this very confused look on his face. What did you all do?
what do you see?
What did you do?
What do
Reset the
you
board.
see?
There's nothing there. It's gone.
We returned a favor.
Honestly, I was just gonna sigh and finally sit back down. I was like, oh my god, it's finally over.
Star, I know what the fuck you just posted. I don't even have to look. Oh no, that's not even it.
So the
What?
celestial plane itself is gone.
I can't make any. There's nothing there. There has to be
There's
something on the other
nothing
end. There's
there.
nothing there. It's gone. What did you do?
It was more powerful than we thought it would be. Still worked. Board's reset.
What?
I'm just gonna look at Cam and go, yeah, well, we fucking did it.
Just
It's not over, just
This part is.
question. Well, statement and then question. One,
proceed.
it wasn't me this time. And two, would a large, let's call it detonation, interfere with your ability to see the plane? Like,
A rear, what did you do?
hey, look,
Hey, believe it or not, he helped it, but he didn't do it this time.
listen to most of what he said, except the helping part.
To most of what
What
he said.
did you do?
Reset the board.
So, would a large,
the
you know,
gods sent something to the material plane, we sent one back.
You nuked them.
They nuked. Well,
Yes,
not
I know
us.
I am aware that they nuked here. I am aware. I was the one that sent the information to you, remember? Partly. We also received it. Did it not get to you? Oh, I guess maybe it didn't get to you all.
Yeah, because we learned that via Tiamat.
Anyway,
Yeah,
How,
we learned
how
that
would he have
all.
sent that to us? Like,
uh,
wrote it on a paper and dropped it?
does he have send?
You sending?
no, he, huh. You guys ran into Tiamat down there?
Resolved that problem too, I should add.
Yeah, by cleaning the
So
board.
who's
we have-
left?
Gonna
We're
kind of look
looking at
around the
them.
group at us.
This is-
No, who's left? Who
That
didn't
depends.
you get off the board?
Do you know of any hillbilly gods that never go to the capital?
There's two.
And those are.
One of them is the Raven Queen. She was the one time I think that you guys went, was the very few occasions that she goes.
1 second.
Does she hang out? If not at the capital, then
She's the second he looks at you, Cam, and it's like, well, your gods are technically the second and third, fourth, and fifth, but but if you didn't take her off the board, that could be a bad thing, or it could be a good thing. We don't know. It depends on what she has or is wanting planned.
if they don't reside in the capital on the celestial plane, then where do they go?
Well, maybe ask
mean-
Tazar.
Yeah, that's not gonna fly.
No?
What is he
Or to
here?
vote now?
I saw him. He dropped in right after you all left. Like, literally dropped in.
Oh, so he's still
Probably to-
alive.
Probably to try and stop us.
I don't think, I wouldn't be too sure about that. Would you like me to go get him for you?
I feel
Probably.
like Tazar's gonna have a problem with us delivering another special surprise to his boss.
Wait, we have more.
It would be the first time he's gone against her. Who knows?
Well, I'll and you hear him yell for like one of his crew to go get him. We'll see what he says. Me and him had a conversation. You guys might. It might help fix things, maybe.
I mean, last time I checked, the Raven Queen really doesn't care as long as you don't upset the balance. You don't bring back the dead.
But we just nuked all the gods out of existence, so
Yes, one who had just decided to end a lot of lives quite early.
yeah.
And technically, no necromancy was performed in the doing of that. Just the creation of bodies.
The
Well, the
last
creation
time
of atomized mist.
the atomized mist. A few minutes go by and Tazar actually walks in, and he is standing in the back in the doorway. Well,
We thought you were dead.
fancy meeting you all here. I should have been dead, but was given another shot, so I'm here. So the rumor is you guys decided to launch a counteroffensive?
Not a rumor, buddy.
Not a rumor?
Why don't you contact your boss and see how the celestial plane is doing right now?
Oh, I know it doesn't. It's not existing anymore.
The whole plane?
It's gone.
Might have broke its back.
I'm
in
gonna
the
look at her
shaft.
and just go, "You know how to build a fucking bomb, don't you?"
We're
Did you
shroud.
build that one, or is
I
that
was
one
not
of
under the
your
impression
vault?
that was how it worked, considering this plane is still here.
Don't look at
Well-
me. The ones I tested just, made a
guess if it was-
large explosion.
It depends on how big the celestial plane was and the yield of the nuke
That may
itself.
also be that the celestial plane is just straight fucking different, and it's like an antimatter bomb.
Yeah.
The celestial plane has several, to what little I know of it, has several regions to it. Each god essentially has their own little division.
Well, wouldn't those basically be created by the god's will and power? And if we got all of them in the Hall of Judgment,
Here's the thing, that where you guys put it is the nexus to all of those.
How big is that plane?
I mean, it's
Square meter
as
wise.
Define
big as
big.
it needs to be. As big as it needs to
When
be.
when you're
Eh,
talking
that-
about a plane, help
yeah.
define big.
It
Define
is as
size.
big As big as it needs to be.
Basically, there was a space for every god there, but if we dropped a bomb on the nexus of like what's sprouted that plane itself,
You basically killed the framework of it, is what you did.
we basically cut the roots off a tree
Yeah.
and let it go.
Privateering is a hell of a bitch when you get the right weak point.
Hmm.
Well, it seems foolish of them to have invited us to go
Well.
meet them there, doesn't it?
My
I don't think
boss
they
is
expected us to go to this point.
not all of them. Some did.
Wait, let me guess. The black flappy bitch did expect us to do that.
It's
Wait,
like
what?
that she's in charge of fate, maybe.
Oh.
So what? She foresaw this outcome a long time ago.
She was the one pushing for this
Yun's
outcome.
way.
It needed to be brought back to balance.
Why didn't she just give me the nuke? Way back when we started.
Absolutely not. Nobody is that stupid.
It wasn't rare. It was not the right time.
Oh,
You
okay.
forget how
Before
that
she didn't
works.
want to give it to her rear.
I mean, I was mostly drunk for.
And
Most
you also
certainly
had
of your life.
Tiamat. You also had Tiamat, an influence of Tiamat in you as well. So it was not the right time.
There's a high chance you would have just killed us all.
And there would have been a high chance that she survived through you.
Probably wouldn't have experimented with it on the ship. Probably.
Probably.
That's
Yes,
the
well,
problem.
it's a good
That's
thing
the
that she was
point.
stuck there too.
By the way, did you get all of them?
You just said we didn't.
No, the ones that were there, the ones that were in the room, did you get all of them? And did you destroy the dagger that you had?
We just kind of set it off in the room and left, dude. You think we stuck around to ride that one out?
Okay.
I mean,
All we know
Odin
is
was
that, and I'm gonna
trying
kinda
to
jerk-
skewer me at the point.
Yeah, I'm gonna jerk my head at Baywater. He just says that he can't scry the plane at all, like it doesn't exist anymore. So
Well, it doesn't. Theoretically, yeah.
I'd assume
All right,
the
we're
moment
talking
a
Tazar, not
plane,
Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's Tazar.
I
Yeah.
would assume when a plane collapses, anybody still in it dies.
Dies or is trapped there and can't leave, yeah.
but either way, they're off the board.
Essentially, they're dead.
Equivalent for our purposes.
Yes. So, the board's been reset.
And as Cam very carefully avoids answering the question.
So,
Did you get
what
her?
does the queen flappy bitch want now?
She wants to give life. And,
Maybe she should find a husband then.
well, it's not how it works.
Cam's just gonna
Do
snap
you
his
know
Scam.
how?
Scam's just gonna snap his fingers and point at Cam like perfect match.
No.
Cold and calculating the both.
She wants to
Exactly.
give mortals another shot. One that's fair.
Right.
A
sure, I suppose.
reset.
As in, let them just keep living and recovering from where they are now and kind of helping them along.
Or the other
Which-
kind, the boom.
No. Go reset the board both to before the boom that the gods dropped on everybody, and
It will be rather difficult. Because as I recall, I've not heard of a single. Well, actually, no, I suppose you do have time magic. I forget. Can he? He can't go back, can he?
who? Baywater?
Yeah.
No, he can't. But
You want to go forward?
yes. But we're talking about the Raven Queen here. It's a whole other level of bullshit.
I vote we
so
counterpoint that, and we just kind of go forward from where we are, and the Raven Queen fucks off and babysits her dead souls.
are you gonna? Okay.
I feel the gods have done more than enough damage over 2 continents of this bullshit, and just shouldn't be involved anymore.
And what, you all are left to your own fate?
Fuck, with
Fate
what
is
the
what you
gods
make
have
it.
done. Yeah, it is what you make it at that point, and it
That's all
cannot
she
be worse than
wants.
where we are.
That's all she wants.
Perfect.
So she can
But
go off and do her thing and not reset the clock, and we're good.
but you guys want to deal with the nuclear wasteland that is now here?
Yeah,
What
I
is
mean,
nuclear?
remember they dropped multiple on major cities. Most likely those lands are going to die quite soonish.
And the gods can't even enter those areas. Why would they be able to fix it? There's an entire continent that's just chilling, still stuck like that.
Because she
Yes.
didn't fix it last time.
But she's willing to at least rewind the clock before the gods dropped their bombs on this
Yes.
plane
And then
alone.
the gods come back.
And then the gods come back, and we have to deal with them again.
This
So
plane
the answer is
alone.
no.
I believe you can affect a
would-
plane differently than all the others at once.
I do not want to gamble with time, Darius.
And then we will all die eventually because of this irradiated
We'll all die
hell.
eventually anyways.
Does
Yeah,
the,
Maybe if we
mortals
have
always
people
do.
like with people like him, and I'm pointing at Arrear as I say this, we
Arrear looks
might
behind him.
be able to find a way to actually survive this.
Aria, what are your interests?
That's a trick question. In this case,
Right, you only
it's
have
gonna-
one,
right.
and it's boom.
Yeah, I like boom.
Arrear,
Yeah, see.
Arrear, we're gonna explain it to you like this. You are going to help find a way to clean this up, or I am going to make sure you never set another boom off as long as you live.
Scamos is threatening to kill me. Help.
You didn't have much heals left anyway. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
no big loss.
Shit. Yeah,
Listen,
fine. I've been meaning to find a way to clear it anyway. By the way, I have no starting point on that. The only thing I know is over time it dissipates. My estimates are right now anywhere from 50 years to 100 years. It should be like well enough, died down enough for, normal life to resume. I don't have much
Okay. Well, let's see if we can shorten that amount of time then.
question about the time stuff. Was that a localized effect or was that across like everything everywhere? That time change.
It would be in this plane only, as Darius was saying.
Does it affect the living creatures?
Yeah.
I highly
have
doubt the
to.
souls would be returned.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
So
more
all
thinking
those that died
The
will
lands would be
gone.
made safe. It would be more of the removal of said.
if we just
hazardous
rewind the clock.
material.
Yeah.
Wind the clock forwards
So
by the
everything
amount of
that
time.
was there is gone, but the
I get
land
where
will be
Arrear is going with this.
But if it affects lifespans, then
So does it affect lifespans is what he's asking.
I mean, the ones that are still currently living, if you go forward in time, yes, it would.
that idea's probably out then. Unless
Or-
we bring them to a different plane, but then again, moving in, populations work is not gonna be.
And where do you take them? Is the question.
I mean, there is a continent that didn't get hit.
Yeah, we'd have to take them to a different plane.
There's a third continent?
No, there's an island. There's the island. Amir didn't get hit. Crash didn't get hit. Well, Crash did, but Amir didn't.
Then
These
it's
islands here didn't.
But that's carrying whatever survivors into these tiny locations.
Yes, and Ashir
Let's
didn't.
be real, how many survivors are there probably left?
And there is other continents too, Halls. There's not just this one, but you guys don't know that.
That's why I was
So-
asking when he mentioned there's other
Mhm.
continents. I was like, oh, what now? Hang on. I've only heard of 2. Are there more?
Primary continents, there are 2. Like big land, like gigantic land
Yeah.
masses, I'm assuming.
So
That and yeah, we've had like major cities wiped out, but how much population was not in the major city? And it's
In this
around.
kind of era and environment that we'd be in with the technology level that we have, and
Most of the population's in the cities.
most of the population is city.
Admittedly, that's only really this one on this island.
Yeah.
There's Wallenstein and Valencourt. The wasteland that was I forget the name.
Hammer.
Yeah, Forge Hammer itself, and Aurelian. I don't think there are any up here. Are there?
No. So the Roskova and the Free Cities are actually okay. And so is my north, but that's kind of on the line. So like there is a good chunk of the continent that survived. It's just more of the
There are large cities that are still around. It's just
yes.
Yeah, I really feel that fucking with the time flow is going to be too much of a gamble of rolling it back and potentially allowing the gods some sort of foothold back in, even if it just affects this plane. What if it brings back one of the gods that, was here on the plane making sure the nukes went off?
Cam also doesn't trust the Raven Queen an inch.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
Okay.
I would
Well,
much rather work to clean up the mess than.
Just for context, too, again, I have no basis or even hypothetical theory as to how to clean it up.
You figured out how to build them, didn't you?
Yeah,
How'd you do that with no basis, theory, or guidance?
because that's what I do.
Okay.
I think you just answered the question.
How about this? Can we get more information on whatever effect the detonation of those produces that makes it unlivable?
I
I
mean,
feel like
there's
we'll
a
have to
whole
go
other
to-
continent across the water that had
Ah,
that
I meant
happen.
more from
I
the
think.
Raven Queen.
Well, I think if we were to go talk to the automaton in Ashir, he'd probably have more scientific data for you.
True.
But I think we just have the Raven Queen step out, and you can
Alright.
babysit the souls of the dead. Will not fuck with the souls of the dead, and
so Tazar leaves with that answer. All right.
now we have a massive, massive search, rescue, and evacuation to plan. We're not missing anything, right? And this Camus is going to quickly look around the whole group, as he says that, not missing any other offensive actions need to be taken. We can swap to trying to help people now.
Yes.
Cam?
I'm undecided as to whether to finish the job just yet. But I don't think we have any more devices to do it with.
Yep. Always make more. I just point to where we are when I say that. But I think right now the most pressing matter is actually helping anybody who survived this.
Yes. Also, we've killed multiple gods.
And
Isn't there a whole transfer of power bullshit that happens for us?
Not for you guys.
We weren't there.
we weren't
You guys
there,
weren't there.
so we
I'm not,
skedaddled.
I'm not talking about those gods. Because the god of chaos was a god.
Oh,
We already did that.
Tiamat, remember? Yeah, we did that one earlier.
And Tiamat just got fucking clapped.
No, Tiamat got sucked into the soul dagger. All her power was in the dagger.
Didn't we also
Mhm.
gain Victor's power that way as well?
It's also in the dagger.
Oh, sitting in the soul dagger.
Victor's.
It's in the soul dagger.
Oh, we did something weird with that.
No, Victor's got sucked into Tiamat, then into the soul dagger by
Yeah.
process of elimination, because we got some of Victor's and Tiamat got the rest.
Yep. That's why you guys leveled up. You go up by like a bunch of levels.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
So Tiamat, it's all either in us or in the dagger now, or in the
or
Raven Queen.
Queen and Tazar or whoever the fuck's left. So
Yes.
so
Where do we even start with trying to help people?
epilogue. What are we doing?
Just pick a city and start trying to put
Well,
it back
wouldn't
together.
seeing as Forge Hammer was abandoned, wouldn't that still be standing?
Probably.
And I'd say a
Define
mountain
standing.
Standings. Yeah.
Is the mountain still intact?
Yes.
Is
That
the
was a
city
good place to
inside
start.
It's an
still
underground
intact?
detonation.
Well, did the city even get hit? Wasn't it
That
evacuated?
there was nobody there. There was no.
So why would they have avoided shooting or blowing it up
Why would they have targeted it in the first place?
in
'Cause
case
they're
Tiamat
trying to-
was there?
Yeah, they're trying
Yeah,
to
I mean,
target
I
the
guess we should
circles
find
that
that
Tiamat
out.
could've
Like,
gone.
is Forge Hammer still standing, or is it gone?
It's
oh,
gone.
Okay.
Any of the ones that you guys know of that had a teleportation circle, other than Amir, because you guys were there, it was still intact. They hit.
Okay, so realistically, what?
So that would
The,
be Forge
the,
Hammer, Aileron, Waldenstein. So Porsche got nuked. That
Yeah.
sucks for Porsche.
Hmm.
well, there goes my
Walden
best.
Court.
Let's put
Walden
X's
Court.
through the cities that are no longer existing. Let's make this easier.
Yeah. So
Bring forth
what-
the delete us button.
Crash.
You said Waldenstein is gone.
Waldenstein's gone.
do this. And
Said Forge Hammer Keep is gone.
Yep.
Aurelian's gone. Meinendorf, is that gone?
No. It did not have a circle.
These two down here, are they gone?
No.
Kingswood's gone.
Kingsford's gone.
Amir is fine. Is this one gone?
No.
This one?
there are only 3 island ones I know of.
None of them.
Is
Sorry,
are
I
Welshpool
was-
and Stonehaven still
Oh
intact?
yeah, Kingsford. I was like, where'd the X go?
I
That's
erased it because we had
Amir.
it on teleport.
Is
So
Sheer gone?
Yeah,
Shear's
Ashir
not
doesn't
gone.
have a portal.
Nope.
Okay. What about these for
Nope.
our 5 cities up here in Norvik? They're all fine?
Yep.
So we do have some land masses to play with here.
We actually we have 2 whole ass fucking
Continent space of mini
well,
continents.
2 major islands to play with, several moderate sized islands.
So
Most of here is probably good. Ruskova itself is probably fine.
yeah, Ruskova. We do know Ruskova is our main so our main point of evacuation and assistance is going
Needs
to
to be like this area here.
is going to be for the lands of Valand, Osterich, and Avalon.
Yeah.
And maybe the surrounding area of Aurelian, depending on how far the black went out.
The elves are practically fucking wiped out. Looks like.
Well,
Yeah, the elves just got dabbed on.
Any of them that were the ones that survived are the ones that were in the mountains or in that were like in Meidendorf or like other places. Like they still exist, but there's
Their
not
main
very many.
population center is gone.
Yeah.
the major population that is gone.
Out of character.
It is
quick.
literally the fading of the elves.
Yep.
When these nukes went off that the gods dropped, did they
Mhm.
go off at the ground level or were they like air?
They were all air bursted.
Okay.
So
Ooh, they were nicer than we were.
yeah.
They shoved them through the teleport circle when they have just appeared on the circle.
Yeah, but they air bursted them. So
Basically, they use their
must have had
divine power
some- yeah.
to yeet
Somebody,
it.
yeah. Okay.
Even in 4chan?
they let's just say for your guys' info, they sent their versions of clothes through and they air bursted them with those.
Okay, so they
Because the ways that the ways that there was built was actually the whole
maximum devastation.
construct was the whole construct was the bomb, basically.
So basically, it was the fucking end times upon the fucking Slayer
Yes.
keep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of scenario.
Where the fucking Skaven sent in rat ogres filled with fucking Globadier bombs.
Okay. So we
Yep.
need to basically then. So we basically need to
So,
evacuate all of these areas. As
You
much as we can
guys
as
are
possible.
you guys gonna reach out to these the leadership?
Scamo says. Scamos
Okay.
is also going to fucking try and find a way to grind a teleport circle out to his old village in Reskova and start getting as much supplies and people out there as possible to use the, undamaged land to live in.
Mm-hmm.
Scam.
Hmm.
How many debts do you still have?
The debts are no longer active.
Yeah. The debts are.
Most of them were in Kingsford, and they are no longer active. Let's put it that way.
So like our
The
personal
ones that were with you guys have all
Shut down.
shut down at this
Yeah.
point.
How'd you
We're
like to
on
have
that.
a
when
new?
did it happen? Was it when the nuke went off, or is it when the
It's when you guys took the nuke up upstairs. Is when they went off.
So
I mean, it would make sense if the traveler made them.
Well, it
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
I have a possible idea. If we can get the debt system back up and running, we can use them for the search and rescue.
Right now, I think we just need to prioritize actually just doing it ourselves, man.
I mean,
there's-
if that would be the case, we could leave Aria in a shear with the terminal to try and reactivate the debts while we proceed with gathering survivors.
Well, there's a problem. We can't actually physically go into the place to get survivors.
No, those people are probably dead. We're more concerned about the outlying areas and the towns that have now been cut off from their major cities.
Yeah, like those are the areas we're looking at evacuating.
Well,
Yeah.
thankfully they were air detonated, so the sickness shouldn't be, widespread.
Far-spread.
But it may
Yeah,
still be
that's
in
why we're
surrounding
looking
areas.
at the outlying areas rather
Mhm.
than around the explosion.
Sometimes a rear, and I'm just going to look at him again. Sometimes you just got to take risks.
All right.
Can we go try and help some people?
Y'all are gonna help people.
Where do we gather them?
That's
Like I already said, I'll move a bunch of supplies as much as humanly possible, and like building material, shelter, food, everything out into the middle of Ruskova where my village used to be.
Well, we also need, well,
That's
so
one
what?
spot we can use.
It isn't Stonehaven still has a lot of people in it and ships.
yeah. And also Asmodeus and like most of the demons.
Mm-hmm.
As,
They're
and
still
all-
alive. They're still a
Yeah.
thing. They're still
Well,
there.
Now's their time to fucking integrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that Scanlon could probably take a little trip to have a very calm conversation with Asmodeus about you can build a lot of fucking goodwill
Right now.
right now by
Now.
being useful.
Okay.
Be useful. And then also followed up with a warning of be useful or so help me God I am more powerful than you and I will come back and prove it.
Okay. So
We also isn't there the surviving assurance as well? There's a fair few.
the
Mhm.
assurance that the assurance
I think
fine.
we should leave that one up to Cam.
Depends on how
Yeah.
you define fine.
I
They're
think we should leave it
fine.
up to Cam to diplomacy his people into assisting.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Diplomacy of aid and harbor.
Ashir has already had their fucking
Shit run.
cataclysm
Yeah.
that they're still recovering from.
Yeah. But they have ships, is what I'm implying. And it
I'm not
turned
entirely
out
sure what happened to those ships. They weren't
They're still
important when we showed up,
Yeah.
as I recall, anyway.
No.
well, wherever that
I mean,
bloody fleet
it's
is.
one of those things of diplomacying and moving of people.
Yes.
So we'll go ahead and just kind of going over what happens. You guys set up, have your conversations. Amir in a so the core of Amir still kind of remains the center of a lot of this. And these islands here also become the next major kind of hubs for trade and commerce and all that stuff
Potentially.
because of where they're at.
Amir still has a lot of its infrastructure, it's just damaged.
Yes, and a lot of the survivors from Avalon actually do come over to Amir, so they'll make the trip.
So that's probably a combination of humans and orcs.
Humans and orcs. Orcs are going to kind of go back into their ancestral lands in here.
Yep.
But and they're not going into crash because they realize, oh crap,
Yeah,
it's gone.
any parties that went their side to die, and
Yeah.
I assume at this point, because of how supplies and such would be working, that and
The warning
massive,
gets spread as much as
Yes,
possible. Stay
yes.
away from the cities that
and
got
in
badonked.
turn, this builds cooperation between a lot of races.
Yes.
That
So
they-
these humans up here, the Nordics, as I will call them,
Yep.
pretty much untouched. And they're actually pretty powerful. They do help a lot, them in Ashir. Especially they do help Valand, and a lot of them do immigrate to Norvik and Ashir. Unless you would think Cam from Ashir as a city and a country, would they allow people to come in, or would they be very much like, we're gonna stay isolationist? Since that's your kind of race,
In
what do
the
you
short
think?
term, there really wouldn't be much of a place to move to in Ashir, I think.
Okay.
But in the long term, people are just going to kind of settle down because there wasn't really a Assyrian government to
To begin
say
with.
no.
Okay. So there's a lot of immigration. Like
Before,
Valant.
yeah,
Go ahead.
before shit happened, there was, but
Okay.
Well,
the
now it's
Ashir is
just
the
a-
only major city, and there was nobody
Yeah.
there.
And now
Yeah.
now it's basically like ye old days of America, where I built house here, therefore mine, and they're just kind of
Yeah.
accepting it because people equals
And
economy.
that's a
Well-
lot of what's going on across the
Mhm.
board. I'll say that too. The free cities do maintain a lot of their wealth, and they're still dicks. They're still slavers. That doesn't change.
Yeah. So I guess,
Unless you all want to intervene, I will let you guys make that choice. If you guys want to go
I
in
think
and
for
be
the
like,
moment, we've got bigger issues.
we're
Yeah,
gonna be
this
like,
is
we're
one that we're
taking
just
out
gonna
our
have to-
oppressive government, and we're just going
Well,
to
I feel
reinstall
like
them.
in years later, once infrastructure has been reestablished, that would probably be a slap between all the surviving
Cam would probably end up seeing the end of that, or at least
Okay.
seeing the attempts of the end of it, whether they're successful or not,
Where you-
Once
you-
we
because he's
finally
gonna
get
live
that.
for 2,000 fucking years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cam will outlive us all.
Cam gets to be the last of us.
Yep.
The last top bitch.
In the meantime,
Mm.
Cam is gonna see about using the power from that dagger to, I guess, support Ashir and get it back on its feet.
Okay.
So you're going to your homeland to raise a bunch of.
Well, let's talk about it. We are in the epilogue, gentlemen. What are we doing? What is Cam? What are you wanting to do? We kind of talked about it, but what does Cam do after this is over?
Mostly rebuild Ashir and handle any threats that show up.
Okay. Do you seek government like station or anything like that at this point? Being as one of the, probably, hey, he's a hero / leader. That there's no great. Let's just say there's no great celebration, as one would expect. It's very
Yeah.
much people surviving, and so would Cam step up at that point, since he has the power and the responsibility to do so, or would he be from the shadows?
Cam won't seek out a position in
Okay.
what is getting set up. Whether one is thrust on him or not is more of a question for the society, but
I would think honestly they would, because I mean, you were the one that you were their liberator. I mean, they a lot of them probably view you that way because of what happened with the orcs and everything like that, and then the
Yeah.
stories coming out from that. So I would assume
As well as
now,
the efforts afterwards.
yeah, I would say be more like,
if they appoint anyone over him, he is going to be a very poor subordinate.
yeah,
But
almost, I don't want to say George Washington, but like one of the new founding fathers of modern Ashir.
He used to
So
be their Alexander Hamilton.
there you go. He is their Hamilton.
Fuck, was it Hamilton that ended up writing a letter to himself?
No, it was Hamilton writing a letter about himself and his affair
No.
Yes.
in the paper.
You remember, Congress wanted to write a letter to send to George Washington to ask him to do something.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they drafted. I think it was Hamilton to write it,
I do.
and they
Yeah.
wrote it. And George Washington was like, "This is Congress sending me a letter. I need to have a really eloquent letter back." So he asked his buddy Hamilton to write a letter.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
That was
sounds
Hamilton.
like sounds like something Hamilton would do.
That
And
was
that
what
happened like 4
Hamilton did.
times.
So I would
Hamilton's
say
having
they
a
would ask
conversation
you to
with himself.
serve in some sort of capacity. You'd probably be like either a general or a government official at that point.
And side question: what would
Yeah.
pulling the power from that dagger do? If
I
anything,
mean, it depends what you do with it. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
you could give it to yourself and make
That's
yourself more
kind of-
powerful, or
that's kind of what he's probably
Yeah.
intending to do, unless
okay.
some specific opportunity pops up. But
Basically you take care of the boogeymen in the night kind of thing, like the really like the big threats to the society and things like that, almost like draconian Batman. There you go. No.
Cam just goes around
I am the
smacking the
scales.
world.
I have the scales.
Cam just goes around bitch smacking everybody that becomes a threat for
Basically.
anybody else.
Yeah, basically.
I
That's
wonder.
what it sounds like to me. So Cam, if you have anything else we can add.
Nah, that's about
Yeah.
all I got.
Yeah. Darius.
Yes.
Where does Darius go? What does Darius do in the aftermath of this?
Seeing as most of the people from Avalon would be in Amir, that's probably where he would situate
Okay.
himself.
Okay.
And would basically have, been working with the relief and coordination efforts to
Okay.
gather those that so choose. I have no idea of, what status people would have seen him as during those times. I'm assuming something along the same as Cam, or no?
Yeah, I mean, it would be, if you with you being helping that relief effort there, yeah, and you and probably I think Baywater would probably just stay with you because humans, bro, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of relief effort in Amir that needs to happen. The one question I have would be, would you want to unite all of humanity together that's left? Now that's a big question, but
I believe he would. I don't know if he would set out with it as that intent originally, but he would definitely be looking for more coordination between all the human
okay.
civilizations.
Little racist bastard.
It's not even racist, because he obviously he would be trading with the orcs as it is anyway.
Yeah, I mean
But-
it'd be orcs too.
I want
I mean,
coordination and unity with all the humans. We'll just leave our little demon friends out.
Well, I'm assuming since they would have helped with the relief effort, there would be good ties with them as well.
Well, obvious. I'm just
yeah.
poking fun at you for saying.
Yeah, but
being like,
you
only
know what
uniting the humans.
the question I have is because depending on what you would want to do is like an aim beyond that, it really depends on how this world looks in the future. Because if there's a big drive for them to like, okay, we're going to put humanity all under one, under one leadership, kind of thing, that's kind of important to know.
I feel like
Darius builds NATO.
Emperor Darius.
God Emperor Darius.
it would be more of a situation of he would be driving to have all the races that basically got fucked over because of the gods to work more in consideration and form a council where there's
Darius is building NATO.
a valid representation
God
of each
NATO.
race.
God UN, or God NATO. Which
all
one?
praise our Lord and Savior, the Lord of the Council, God
Lord of-
Darius.
I will fucking stick a soul dagger in you.
And that wouldn't be his intent, because obviously he just fought to just fucking clear the board. It wouldn't be his intent to create a religion. And after
Form's
wiping-
religion immediately gets
Really,
scamos
yeah, it was-
and scaled.
No, it's literally what how it would happen is it wouldn't be his intent to form a religion, but most likely it'll be a Lorgar situation
Oh
here.
God.
Oof.
Somebody would write some fucking bullshit book about him.
Yes.
Got it.
And that was
Twilight
called
fanfiction.
that is called The Adventures of Darius Hamilton. But
The Adventures of
basically,
Darius and
once he
Scamos.
once he would
They
have
did
got basically
what?
everything set up. Once he basically got everything set up, he probably would have just moved on to helping the more downtrodden, like orphans and such, primarily. He really
would you
wouldn't have
be?
gone-
Would you still be? Would you still carry your beliefs, sir?
Mm-mm.
No. Darius and
Absolutely not.
Shamos.
No, God, no.
Now
I
that
like
might be
how
some
it-
fine dragon
I
ass
like-
over there.
I like
but
how it's Shamos, by the way. It's hilarious.
That's a K.
That's
Is it a K?
Scamo.
It looks like
that
an
is
H.
That is a K,
It looks like
Waller.
it. Okay, it looked like an H for a second there. I need to get my eyes checked. Fuck.
Clearly.
Clearly. So, yeah, Darius. I could probably see a cult following occurring
Oh God.
because humans need someone to believe in.
Yeah. Well, whereas he
And
himself is
you
a Van
become
Helsing and sort of
the first saint of the new
fuck.
religion of humanity.
God, hopefully that happens after he dies. God, hopefully that happens after he dies.
the paladin plus half demon shippers will be all over that. Canther's not wrong about that one.
Yep. But
Yeah.
yes, no, Darius is later named Saint Hamilton of Avalon because of his good works in helping with orphans and the downtrodden, not because of what he did during the war.
Uh-huh.
Better way to be remembered, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Oh, by the way,
yes, Cam.
did Scamos read the Orthings Darius found?
Ah.
I read the what now?
I don't know.
That-
They're just a reminder to read the
we
Orthings
just have
Darius
this.
found.
It's been sitting there for like
This
a few
from the
sessions.
attack on
He did,
Avalon when
Yeah.
we fucking started
before we went
last
to
fall.
Amir.
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
By the
No,
way, Darius, you never got those translated. Even after talking to some orcs, they're like, "Nah, bro."
It's
Nah.
left a
Yeah, no,
mystery for you.
we don't want to piss you off.
It's been left a mystery for your whole life.
Yep.
Scamos will whisper on your deathbed. I always read it, but never told you.
Darius's last words is just "fuck
Fuck
you,
you."
Scamos."
So- Arir, I want to hear what Miniman has for his
Mini man.
Miniman. What do you got for Arir? What is he doing after everything is done?
He keeps to his, well, mostly because he was threatened, but he helps with the cleanup for the radiation. I'm just gonna go with he creates like spell that goes through the construct on a wide scale to clean it up.
Okay.
So he goes from city to city, or area to area that was affected.
So Mini is now the IEEA. Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm assuming he also goes to talk to whoever the robot man was, the construct man, to get
Yes.
information to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
After he's done that, he goes back to doing what he's always done: bounce around from place to place, inventing random things and basically inventing / stealing.
Do you go visit? Do you go visit the rest of the party at some point? Oh
Repeat,
God.
he just bounces around, and most of his
It's fucking-
interaction with the rest of the party is they find him in jail and have to like come
I
bail
can
him out.
just see Darius looking in. It's like, ooh, the roles have been reversed there.
No, it's not even that. It's like years later, Darius is like turning
An
into
old
like
man.
that point. Yeah, he's getting to the point of becoming a truly old man, and he has to go to the jail. Apparently, this man knows you. Really, Aria? After all these years?
Who the hell are you? How do you know my name?
Well, unlike you, Aria, my people age a lot faster.
But you've got the belt
A rare squint.
and the beard.
Yeah, how big is your beard?
By the way, you should roll for that. You haven't. You
Well,
haven't.
That's a lot of dice to roll.
That
There's
is
a-
definitely one of those keepsakes he would have kept throughout his life.
the belt probably is not on him at this point, so
Well, he would
The
have kept
belt
it so
of
he
Saint
could.
Darius is the belt of Saint Darius is reserved for the leader of the armies at all times. So the leader
Yes.
of the armies always has a glorious beard.
yes.
That's how you recognize him on the battlefield. Everyone else must
Speak
be clean
Dwarvish.
shaven. Speaks Dwarvish, glorious beard.
Meanwhile, everyone they fight, it's like aim for the beard.
And just like inside that, just for mini man's sake, inside that belt, it just says steady strap.
All right.
We're square.
So
He's like, Darius, is that you? Well, this is where you've been. He kind of like walks over to the corner of his cell, like lifts up a tile, pulls out a stick of dynamite. He's like, I was just saying random names, hoping someone would, he
God
lights it,
damn it, Arir.
puts it in a corner, and like stands back using the tiles as a shield.
No.
No, what? Boom.
I'm just going to tell them to let you out. You're a fool. You don't need to blow up the bloody jail cell. They'll probably kill you if you do.
The wick like goes into the stick of dynamite, and you just hear poof. Nothing happens.
It doesn't even blow up.
It's a little.
the
It's like a little. It's not even a firecracker. It's like one of those little like the little poppers that you throw on the ground. And it's just making the noise. And you see the guard's like, "Hey!" and yeah, he's like, "Hey, put that away. Stop playing with."
Huh. Well, that's interesting. It was supposed to shape, charge, explode out. Oh well, I'll just call Plode. Anyway, it was nice seeing you, Darius. All of a sudden, Plode just burrows up from the ground, comes up for the thing, like
God
debris
damn it,
everywhere.
Arir.
Well,
Like,
it's
the
nice
guards
seeing you
like,
again, Darius.
We need to chase him. It's like, no, just make sure he doesn't do
So
trouble. You're not going to keep him locked down.
I'll come
the
and visit you
dwar-
again, Darius.
the dwarves, there's not very many of them left. I will say that. But they do survive as a species. But we'll get to that. But Arir,
Yeah.
do you seek the
Take
crown?
this back.
Do you seek it at some point? You remember one day, like, I could be a king. Do you do
Have
it?
I come across any other dwarves?
I mean, there's Gothic. There's a few others. Yes, there's
And Gozik knows the truth as well.
yes.
Yeah.
Actually, the question is, does Goz push Arir to take the crown to unite the dwarves under a leader again?
Well, how many dwarves? I guess in the time that I've been traveling, bouncing around, and torturing Darius by popping around randomly, how many dwarves have I come across, and/or like, is it a sizable?
Like, there you know of probably 800 to 900. I mean, there's enough that you could restart a civilization with, for sure. But that's something between you and Gauze. I guess you guys would ask.
We would have hashed this out before Arir went on his married
Yes.
journey.
Yes.
Like,
So
Gauss would be willing to potentially like rebuild Forge Hammer again, if we can clear out the.
Once cleared.
Is that something? So I guess both of you, is that be something that you guys would seek after doing like the cleanup? And
Forge Hammer
everything?
would have been
Yes.
cleared
Yeah.
from radiation,
Okay.
and Arir would have gone to check to see if any
Okay.
thing was there, dwarf or whatever.
I mean, what's left of the buildings are. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's a start.
Just raw materials that we can
Yeah.
scavenge
Yeah.
off.
Gonna say too. So yes, Arir will actually sort of become the dwarven king. However,
No, there is no sort of. It's either you are or you aren't.
he is. So he is,
Okay.
but he's doing it in a way basically where he goes around. This is part of his going around, place to place, finding the dwarves and bringing them back to Forge Hammer.
So, by the way, Darius, in this case, when you meet him years later, you heard of that he is actually the king of Forge Hammer. That has gotten to you.
So he's in the jail cell. He's been arrested for being a fucking tit. And then, like, there's okay. So let's rewrite what just happened. There, he's in the jail cell. He's just been a fucking tit. And I'm just gonna look to the guard and go, please release the king of the dwarves.
What?
That is Arir Duskhelm, the king of the dwarves. Please release him.
See, I told you.
No, he can't be.
I remember my adventures with him very well. Trust me, it's him.
Oh boy.
Because I would have some form of status. to the
See?
point of-
Yeah.
The guard wouldn't have
Okay.
believed. I told him that's who I was. Can I have my
Okay.
explosives back,
No.
please?
No.
How about now?
No.
No.
What if I don't immediately light that?
Never.
There you go.
It's the jail warden in the back. Never.
No, that's not even
The
that.
jail-
That's one of the children that I was currently looking
Playing-
after.
And
Wait,
also
is that the
playing
one that?
Little
Little Timmy.
Little Timmy.
By the way,
No,
the guards had given it to the orphans to play with, so they're playing with explosives.
Oh dear God, no.
Oh dear, who now?
Oh dear,
Shut up.
Darius.
Oh, fuck off.
So, anything else, Arir?
I will say too, because I don't think Arir would have let this go. He back engineered how those debts work, the wireless communication between, and now has some
They
form of them rebuilding Forge Hammer.
Yes, they are the ones rebuilding Forge Hammer. I will
Back
allow
engine.
that.
You mean reverse engineer?
Mm-hmm.
He reverse engineered it. Yeah,
The debt. I reverse engineered the debt.
they're
Sort. They're not working on the same
fucking.
principle.
They're crude. They're very crude, but you were able to make them.
So they're also rebuilding Forge Hammer, and then
They don't. These ones don't speak. Let's put it that way. I don't know if that's more creepy or not.
No, Arir programmed them that way. Also, too, if they ever see Scammo, there's always going to now be one watching Scammo.
Turnabout is indeed fair play and well done, Arir. And you know
That's
what?
fantastic.
I'm gonna actually take and use that now in my epilogue.
Okay.
It's not even the thing of like whenever Scabbers visits, this one just stalked Scabbers for the rest of his life.
He just wakes up and there's a debt sitting there.
Actually, yeah, they're not that intelligent, so they can't hide immediately.
They're not stealthy, so it's like very obvious.
So they're not even
So-
programmed to look away. They're just like glued in.
I am.
But you always
They
think
look
there's
at you.
one
They
other
look
one.
at you. It's like the whole girl look when he has like his tongue
Yeah.
kicking out. Yeah, it's literally what it is.
But you're never sure. There may always be one that was like intentionally over-engineered to actually be the one in hiding. Like stare.
Anyway, anything else, or
I don't think he would play around with nuke stuff anymore.
probably not.
I don't
That's a good call.
think he would.
Okay.
Definitely conventional stuff. Absolutely.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, that's it. That's it for Rear. That's what he does until either the day he detonates himself finally, or just dies
Dies of natural causes. Yeah.
basically.
Gothic. What you got, Star? What you got?
I mean, obviously, I would be going around with the rear at first, helping him clear up the feel bad sickness stuff.
Okay.
Helping him with
sickness
that.
stuff.
Afterwards, I'm not
Help-
sure.
Help him
That-
rebuild Forge Hammer.
That part. I'd also
Mhm.
probably at some point go and find out if my family's still around. I know they were outside of Forge Hammer.
They are actually okay.
Well, that's good to hear. So have a bit of a family reunion at some
Mhm.
point. Tell them what happened. They probably, after hearing what happened in Forge Hammer, probably kind of believe it, but also at the same time are kind of worried about my mental health, which I don't know about my mental health either. And stuff like that.
Rear, do you name Gothic like your number 2?
I help him. I help him like schedule stuff. So like at 2 o'clock today,
you're the guy
wake up-
actually running the kingdom. It's not Rear at all. Like you're like the guy that has to
It's just like
corral him.
Rear. So at 2 o'clock today, we'll have the explosives at the range,
Got
and
Excellent.
then at 4 o'clock we'll see how the repair of or the building of with the debts are working out. Creepy little fucks and stuff like that. Basically helping him.
One just
actually
stares
run it.
you down upon you saying that. Just
I will get you,
It's-
bitch. It's literally
it's-
like I will get you, bitch.
Except it's one a rear made, so it like does that head twist and its head just pops off and it breaks.
Short.
No, like
Um,
it starts its head towards you, and then it just fucking pings off like it was on a spring for no apparent reason.
Still in the
alright.
way it lands, it's still looking at.
Even
If-
in death.
I still serve. Yep. Anyway, anything else, guys?
I mean, at some point, I think he'll like probably not like soon, but like down the road, probably step down and eventually just find a
Retire.
suitable retire and become sedentary
He becomes
and
Hemmick Nesting
enjoy
from WoW.
the enjoy the I wouldn't say sunset because we'd be in Forge Hammer, but
There is no sunset in Forge Hammer.
just enjoy the sun going away from the hole in the fucking mountain.
Hole in the ceiling.
That's
Yeah.
slightly bigger now.
Yep.
Nah, fucking, you missed a trick there, Star. You could have turned into Hemmick Nessuary and gone on safaris hunting big game animals for the rest of your life.
Oh, God.
You could have used the PTRD to go blow up a rhino or something.
Kadoosh! Oh God! Kadoosh!
Goes hunting worms by himself, becomes an expert worm hunter. That's like
That's his
awesome
big
stuff.
game hunter. That's his hobby. He just goes big game,
Big game hunting.
big game hunting in the mountains.
Caboose.
You just like eventually like one of y'all like come over and you just see my house and it's like covered in
Trophies everywhere.
Everywhere.
trophies like of like various different monstrosities. A lot of them are like worm teeth and scales. Just sitting there smoking a pipe like an old timer.
He's got a table made out of a blue dragon skull.
There's a hole
It's
through
the
the
one
center.
that was the one that was like buried under Forge Hammer. He went down and got it and brought it back up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Anything else, guys? Is that it?
I think that's it.
All right. Last but certainly not least, what is the demon doing? What is the half demon doing? What is
Okay.
Scamos doing?
Well, for starters, initially, or probably the first 5 to 10 years after the events of all this, when we're all still obviously working to survive, I'm going to spend a lot of my time both helping get the people that have moved out to we evacuated out to Riskova established out there in their village, and helping primarily with demon human relations and the relief efforts there.
Mm-hmm.
And just generally, since Cam's going to be on a shear, Darius is going to be there, and Arrear's going to be doing Forge Hammer, basically working as the intermediary between everybody, as we're
Mm-hmm.
doing all that, since
Mhm.
someone's probably got to help with running messages and updates and everything. So I guess I would do that for a while, for that first bit of time.
Until the deaths got created, kind of thing.
Until we get some sort of communications online, or everybody is established enough that they don't need like constant resource movement and communication. Like my goal would be like, oh hey, the people in Ruskova needs this, and Cam needs this on a shear, and we need this off on the islands, and
Mhm.
all of that's located in Amir. So I'm going to go to Amir to get it from them and from Darius. And oh hey, Darius needs this right now. So doing that kind of stuff. Basically,
Mhm.
just trying to coordinate as much of that as I can.
So basically, that's probably
Um,
like the first 10 years of our lives.
Yeah,
like
basically.
literally, I'm just going around doing all that, not settling. I'm not really taking a leadership position, more just of a coordinating and like
Mhm.
getting supplies.
And people
where they need to
respect you
go.
because of who you are, kind of thing, and you're using
One
that
of those
to kind of
exactly.
get.
Yeah, if I walk in to try and resolve a tense situation, people will shut the fuck up and listen.
Yep.
So you're all
All the people that I would need to do most of the high level shit with, like we killed gods together.
Mhm.
We can resolve this.
you're
Yeah.
also the one Revere sends sending messages to when he needs help getting out of jail.
Okay, that's fair. I sometimes answer. I sometimes just call whoever city he's in and go, "Hey, Rick's in trouble again. I
Hey,
want to
can
go
you
bail him."
release the King of the Dwarves, please?
King of the
basically,
Dwarves.
basically how that works is just please release
They're
once that's done, the next thing I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go look to see if any of my family actually did end up surviving their village being destroyed or anything like that, as
And
best as I can to find out.
no, they
Just
do
to have an
not.
answer.
They do not.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
Yep, that's what I figured. And once that discovery is done, Scamless is actually going to drop off the grid for a year or two.
Just disappear.
Doesn't really respond to messages, isn't talking to anybody, isn't traveling like he was.
Just goes into the woods and beats a hermit.
Just disappears for a bit. During that time, though, Scamos is actually going to have been going and trying to do as much research as humanly possible as he can on first the olden days when this continent we're on now was first colonized, like
Okay.
from the survivors of the first area, like the first
Okay.
continent, and
Mhm.
try and find out as much as he can about any navigational records that may exist back to there.
So Ashir would be your
And
best bet.
then, yeah, so I'm basically going to do that. Not obviously talking to anybody about it and, not really, like, just researching. That's what he's doing for a couple of
He
years.
basically uses
Cam-
invisibility to walk into the vault
Yeah,
and talk to the
Cam
dragon.
would probably know because he'd probably have to give you access to it.
I mean, if that's what I don't know how Cam's
Yeah.
going to have all that running. If that's the case, then Cam would know I'm doing the research, or at least that I want
Mhm.
access to the library to do that kind of
Yeah.
research.
Are you trying to harm Ashir?
Nope. If
Then
anything,
Cam does
I'm
not
trying
give
to.
a fuck.
There
Yep.
you go.
So I'm going to be doing that. And then once that's done, does Ashir stand up a large navy again?
Large
you-
for Ashir when it can. I don't think Ashir will ever really have the population to
Do that, but
support
but they have the ability to build the highest quality ships and stuff again, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So then after doing a bit of research, what I'm gonna then do first is go to you and ask you to, if possible, loan me both, not loan me, but build me both some military ships and then some ships that are just meant to haul people and supplies safely in a colonization effort.
Scamos is going to be Christopher Columbus? What? Okay.
And if Cam is willing to grant that, then I will go proceed from there around the rest of the people there, just looking for people who are willing to try and
Okay.
proceed back across the ocean and see if we can recover what we lost there.
Okay.
So, fucking Scamos is basically doing the last sailing of the elves to the unknown continent.
Basically, yeah, we're going to go back across with the goal being to try and establish a colony and then reestablish intercontinental travel, trade, communication, all rebuild what we lost back there and see if we can learn from
The
whatever is
mistakes.
back there as well and the mistakes of
Yeah.
the past, and also expand society out again so that we're not
So
so
tightly
tightly
knit.
packed and not to a point where what could have happened and what resulted in the destruction of everything we knew is less likely to happen again, is basically what he's going for. So if Cam is willing to provide, if Ashir is willing to provide the ships, he then just finds volunteers to go and takes them all.
For
Doesn't care
free?
what.
No. For if you want to contract with the shipyards, Cam will put in a good word, but
Yeah, that's going to be more what he's looking for, is your political support to get himself on the front of the list to get ships. This is a person we should probably support
Okay.
this effort with, kind of thing.
mhm. Otherwise, barring any other major things, they're like, we need to do this first for sure. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in which
Okay.
case I'll do that, and the offer ends up open to quite literally everyone in society. He's taking demons, he's taking tieflings, he's taking humans, he's taking the dragonborn, he's taking dwarves, elves. Doesn't matter. He does Scamos does not care
Anyone willing.
race, religion, belief, anything. If you're willing to provide your skills in an attempt to explore the unknown and colonize a new area,
Mhm.
then I will take you and we will go do this together.
Question: when do you start doing this? What kind of is the timeline for this?
Probably about 15 to 20 years, I would say, after the
Mm,
start of the epilogue. Basically, in the point where everybody is through the survival stage, we're kind of in the we have survived this
Society is
stage.
stabilized
Society is
and starting to
stabilizing and
grow.
starting to grow again, and as
Yeah.
part of his method of growing, he has no family, he has no real ties keeping him here. You all have your governments and your people and your everything he's leading, but for Scamos, he wants
A fresh start. It sounds
Yeah.
like.
a fresh start, and the best way he can think to do that is to expand everyone further, and the best way he can think of to expand to the new world, or the old new world, I should say, is bring everybody and give everyone a starting stake in it. So as more people come across, there is no such thing as this is a one person's play. Everybody's over
Mhm.
there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think I might change my story up because that actually sounds kind of like something Gazuk would be into.
And I would extend, obviously, the offer to anyone in the group that wants to go, knowing full well that Darius, Arir, and Cam are basically obligated to say no because they have their own things to run. And also with the hopeful that, hey, we can still trade and interact and work together even if I'm across the ocean because I'm going to be sending shit back to buy things and also sell things.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that case, I might change up my story to have it so that when I hear about this, Gazuk kind of getting tired of being sedentary in
He
Fort Hammer
goes.
all the time. He finds
So
this. He really works to find a really good replacement for him because a rear. And when he does, he joins you in this
in the quest.
expedition because it's like I get to
Aw.
explore, and then he realizes he has to also be on the
It's
ship
like
again. It's
letting
like fuck.
Gimli going on their love voyage to the
oh my
island.
god.
And then and the one thing I will do is, are we keeping the teleport circles intact?
Well, the only one intact is Amir.
Okay. Well, are you keeping that intact?
Yes, I would not
Okay.
destroy it just
So
in case
then
you could use it.
so then within a year, if the colony survives a year, you will have a teleport arrive after that year of us being established there,
This
Which
and
very
then
familiar bomb-shaped object.
No.
no.
Oh
And
no! Not again!
It'll go
the
through.
day the circle activates and that happens. I'm not sure how your guards react or anything like
Oh,
that.
they would probably shit themselves and come screaming for like
but that is
anyone that would know
that would be
about it.
me, and that would be me and Gaz coming back through to let you guys know, like, hey, we're alive. We have a teleport circle established now. Like,
So in turn, all trade would come through Amir to
Yep.
you, and then back vice
starting
versa.
that way. I'm still
Yes.
going to
Yeah,
send
starting.
ships back and resources
Yeah,
back that way as
yeah.
well. But
But
a rapid
for a
trade
lot
and
of
rapid communication method
and
is now we can
massive
teleport through.
and more immigration
Mhm.
through
Yeah.
the border.
Yeah, like if
For
you want a
rapid
quick trip to the
transit,
new world, come through the teleport and
for
basically
establishment
repopulate the
and
continent.
deals.
And Scamos' story just kind of ends with the continual growth and exploration of the new world, trying to discover what was lost and everything
So
else.
do you keep pushing the envelope there when you get there and just like keep exploring and
We
finding a good
establish
place?
and secure, what we need
Mm-hmm.
to keep everybody safe. But once that's done, then yes, we start
Okay.
exploring and discovering and trying to learn and find all these things, sending information and things back to Amir and to Ashir and to Forge Hammer and
Well,
everybody,
in
just trying to pour as much information and resource back into the homelands, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
while
And
establishing whatever we want to call the nation, over there.
don't
Which
we
once
still
again,
have
Scamos may be a party in this
Let's call it
time,
North America.
but he doesn't actually ever take like an official elected office or anything like
Right.
that.
Okay.
I would like to add one addition to a rear story when everyone's.
Okay. Go ahead.
He manages to sneak aboard Scamos's, fleet of ships out to the New World in an attempt to get Gazak to stay with him because he doesn't want to deal with the
he
person
manages
Gazak
to
left in charge.
smuggle himself away on the ship. Like you're halfway through. Gozek, what the fuck?
It's just
Arir's the thing that they send to the teleporter a year later.
Yeah, the first thing.
Take
First
him
thing,
with
career.
you.
They were the first test. Rear was the first test through the teleporter.
Don't
But yeah,
don't let it come back.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
just
that
a note pinned
is
to his shirt.
Please
Do not
return to
return.
Forge Hammer.
yeah, and that would
Forward to
be
Forge Hammer.
that would honestly, that would be where Scamos' story just kind of
Yeah.
ends, is
And
doing that until it comes his time or some excuse me, until it comes his time or something fucking kills him.
okay. I like it. Is there
Trying
anything
to
else that we want to add before we close the book?
also occasionally sends fucking funny goddamn notes to everybody too.
You probably would have got set up with the debt network at some point.
If the debt network would work across a continent, I was actually the caveat: the
would.
debt that is set to stalk me, he brings it with him.
It has like a rear like built like a little fancy rune on it.
Yeah, like I
They can
straight
take
bring
off and
that.
acts like a phone.
Yeah, like I straight bring it Gamos like doesn't try and ditch it, doesn't try and intentionally brings it with him.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, is that the first campaign we've completed, like as a group?
Yes.
Truly
Oh
to
my
the end.
god!
That's the first campaign
Ooh.
I've ever completed.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we've all made it.
And I think it was
I
a good
can't say
thought
I've
was a
done a
good
whole
place to
campaign.
end it
I
too.
cannot say I've done a whole campaign. I've done half a campaign because I jumped in at the halfway point.
But you were you're important enough to say it was a whole campaign though.
Eh,
You
Yeah.
okay? You
You finished the
really
game.
affected the campaign.
Yeah, you
so.
did. So
We
physical
gave it a quite
time-wise,
nuclear
though.
ending.
I have played a grand total.
No, I was just the button pusher. It was Cam who gave us a nuclear ending, and Darius who gave us the badass send-off.
it was either going to be Cam or Tazar. Honestly, Halls, it was going to be either Cam or Tazar. Because
I just
if you
We've
guys
done
were
it.
going to
We've
go as
finished the
Tiamat,
campaign.
if you were going to go as Tiamat, he was going to come in and try. That was going to be his goal.
Yeah, Scamos was just a little salty about not being told, "Hey, I'm gonna stab this bitch." Like, I don't know anything about her.
Yeah. So overall, we did. I think it went all right.
We got it to
So,
the end.
we
We
got
did.
to the end.
You cannot give a campaign better kudos than we made it to the end.
I
Yeah.
think what, like 2 years?
It's
Longer.
2 years. Yeah, 2.5.
Longer.
Like 2, 3.
Y'all started this campaign before I moved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like 3 years.
Y'all remember because
So-
y'all started. No, this has been about 3 years because y'all started this campaign when I was still working Sundays. That's why I didn't jump in. Then when my schedule back in Ohio changed,
That's when
Jumped
he jumped
in. Yeah.
I jumped in. So it's been about 3 years for you guys on the campaign.
So,
It's-
if you want to know, I don't think you recorded the first one. But I'll
No,
go
I
with the
did.
second one.
It's labeled 01 on the YouTube channel, but it's actually the second. I
You
don't know what
recorded
happened.
every session.
Most. There's
Forgot a
some missing
couple.
in action, like the best episode ever, but
Yeah,
you know.
this started pre-COVID. June 11th, 2019 is your
Oh
first
my
D&D video.
god.
I
Oh my
told you guys,
god.
it's been about 3 fucking years.
Mm,
Yeah. So yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Oh,
And
I
How's it
appreciate
feel,
it.
Waller? How's it feel?
this is the first campaign I've ever played. The 1st
You're
one.
free.
Not for another
I
3
am
hours.
free. I'm going to be started working on my next one. So even
Yeah,
though I'm
Zach
going to
has
be playing, but I am
Playing
going
in
to
look, I mean,
Okay.
so I gotta say we have the Zach game up, but I think Waller has finally earned his break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
3
Fucking
years.
Waller-
3 years.
Waller
he
has
earned
earned
that
his break. I vote we go with the fucking Cyberpunk game for a bit, and then tag Can't Fear in.
That sounds good to me.
Oh god, I don't know about three different campaigns for me, but
Star.
yeah, I know
will
you're
fine.
all fucking crazy, but
Star, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
crazy.
Star,
Cyberpunk's
Star.
a drop in, drop out game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like literally, if
Also-
you talk to Zach about how he's running it, it is going to be you can show up and do a session by yourself or with a group of people if you want to. Like, there's no the storyline
Mhm.
is literally going to be living in the universe, and we
Yeah,
all
so
just happen to know each
basically-
other.
So basically, if you're not there, you're basically doing what would be a week's work, and you just basically tell Zach that. So if I don't show up for a session, I'd literally be like, "Well, I'm working with trauma for the week, or I'm going to a therapist."
Yep, you just go do something.
Yeah.
Which is fucking awesome, because
Yeah.
Cyberpunk actually allows that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
and
because
and that's a
I-
big
Those
deal.
are the rules.
Yeah.
I know my character definitely needs to go see a therapist after what he's coming out as to start with. I have lost half of my humanity at the beginning of the game.
You and me too, buddy. We can go to the same therapist together.
Oh my
No,
god.
no, you don't seem to
So,
realize. You don't need to
gentlemen-
go to a therapist. I can be your therapist. I have to go to one myself.
I mean, look, if you want to be the all I'm gonna say, Brexit, is if you want to be the therapist for the
Um,
netrunner who wants to cause net crash 2.0, Be my
Oh.
guest.
Gentlemen, I'm going to do something to this table. I'm going to see if it crashes tabletop. Stand by.
He's gonna
It
flip it.
flipped far worse than this.
Oh,
there we
Waller's like, I'm free.
Everything, bro. And it's
Mhm.
now
Oh my
teleported.
god, the table is falling. What the hell?
Repeatedly.
Slowly as all hell. There it goes.
Yep.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's raining dice. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. I like how everything despawned too.
Oh no, it's just in fall.
Also,
Yeah, I love the
what are our
text as
names
well.
like all the way in the distance?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think everything got flipped and yeeted somewhere.
Yeah.
Our names
Oh,
got
look, it's
guys.
all falling. It's going down like Titanic. Oh my god.
Someone grab me a violin.
Just watch the dice slowly start to roll down the
Oh my
table.
god.
I'm falling.
Look at this. Wow.
And I
Quite
think that is
literal.
definitely the best way to end a fucking game. Yeet everything into the abyss.
you
Oh my god.
I'm
guys have been
surprised
good. I appreciate you guys being patient. It was a lot, I know.
Oh.
Oh my god.
All right,
Got me.
the last recording coming down.